Mary, what are you doing out here?
Hi, Miss H. I'm just enjoying a nice day outside.
It is pretty hot out today.
I agree. Actually, Miss H, I have a question.
What is it?
How come when I pour water on the floor, it just seems to disappear when it's hot outside, but the pond at Van Cortlandt Park doesn't disappear? I don't get it.
That's a great observation, Mary. It's actually called evaporation. Why don't we go back to the classroom and I can teach you all about it?
Okay, let's go.
Did you know that water has been around for billions of years? The same water you brush your teeth with was a part of an ocean when the dinosaurs existed.
Wow, that's old.
There is approximately the same amount of water today as there was when the Earth was formed. Water is continuously recycled in a process called the water cycle. The water cycle is a process by which water moves through the Earth and the atmosphere. Today, we will learn about how water from billions of years ago is continuously being recycled. As water goes through this process, it changes states. Last week, we learned about the 3 states of water, otherwise known as the states of matter. Do you remember what they are?
Yeah, I remember what the 3 states of matter are that we learned about last week. It's solid, liquid, and gas. A solid is this table. A liquid is the water at the Van Cortlandt Park pond, or the water I poured out on the floor earlier. And a gas is the air we breathe. But, Miss H, what does this have to do with the water cycle? I don't get it.
Well, just like there are different states of water, there are also different stages to the water cycle. Now would be a good time to take out your science notebook and a pencil so you can write down what you learn about the different stages of the water cycle. The 4 stages of the water cycle that we are going to learn about today are called evaporation, condensation, precipitation, and collection. Let's put on our science goggles and investigate how each of these processes work to keep water from billions of years ago moving around the Earth. The water cycle is an ongoing process that continues to go around and around. That is why it is called a cycle. It has no start and no end. The heat of the sun provides energy to make the water cycle work. The energy from the sun transforms surface water, like rivers and lakes, into water vapor in a process called evaporation. The water vapor then forms clouds in the process called condensation. The clouds condense back into water droplets, where the droplets become so dense in the clouds that the force of gravity pulls them back towards the Earth in the form of precipitation. The water is then transported through soil, land, lakes, streams, and other bodies of water through collection, and the cycle repeats all over again. Let's break down each of these 4 stages some more. Evaporation is a critical piece of the water cycle. When the sun heats the water in rivers, lakes, and oceans, the water rises up in the air in the form of water vapor, which is the gas form of water. During evaporation, water changes from a liquid to a gas. It is important to remember that evaporation is responsible for the formation of clouds and rain.
Miss H, I have another question. Since the ocean is the largest body of water, does that mean that the most water is evaporated from the ocean?
Yes, that's exactly what that means. Now I have a question for you. Have you ever noticed water on the outside of your cold glass of water on a hot day?
Yes, whenever it's hot outside and I have a cold glass in my hand, my glass gets all sweaty.
That is called condensation. After water is evaporated and turned into gas, the water vapor in the air gets cold and changes back into liquid. This process forms clouds, which can produce rain, hail, or snow. After condensation comes precipitation. Precipitation occurs when so much water has condensed that the air cannot hold it anymore. The clouds get heavy and water falls back to the earth in the forms of rain, hail, sleet, or snow. Precipitation is responsible for putting most of the fresh water on Earth. When water falls back to the Earth as precipitation, it is collected in oceans, lakes, and rivers. As the sun heats the water, the cycle starts all over again.
Okay, I think I get it now, but just to be sure, can I read you my notes to make sure I have everything down correctly?
Yes, of course, Mary.
Perfect. Okay, so evaporation describes a process where water changes from a liquid to a gas, which is caused by heat from the sun.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, and then after evaporation comes condensation. And condensation is the process where water vapor in the air gets cold and changes back into a liquid, which forms the clouds.
Yep, that's correct.
And then next is precipitation, and this is where the water comes back to earth, and examples of precipitation are rain and hail and sleet and snow. Okay. And then after precipitation comes collection, and collection is the collection of water into rivers and oceans and streams and other bodies of water, and then the cycle just starts all over again.
Yes, very good, Mary.
So now do you understand why the water in the pond at Van Cortlandt Park stays there, but the water that's spilled on the ground disappears?
Yeah, I get it now. Since the water at Van Cortlandt Park Pond is an actual body of water, it collects the water from the sky, the precipitation, which is the rain and the hail and the sleet and the snow, and then it just collects it all. So as long as there's some form of precipitation, the pond will never go away.
Great job, third grade scientists. Now that you know all about the water cycle, click on the link to answer some questions about it.